You're the question, you're the answer. Oh, bring the animal back to life. Oh, bring the energy one more time. Oh, if you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Oh, feel the moment, feel the power. Oh, bring the animal back to life. Oh, bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. Oh, feel the moment, feel the power. Oh, bring the animal back to life. Oh, bring the energy one more time. Oh, if you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Oh, feel the moment, feel the power. Oh, bring the animal back to life. Oh, bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. Oh, you're the question, you're the answer. Oh, bring the animal back to life. Oh, bring the energy one more time. Oh, if you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Oh, feel the moment, feel the power. Oh, bring the animal back to life. Oh, bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. Oh, feel the moment, feel the power. Oh, bring the animal back to life. Oh, bring the energy one more time. Oh, if you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Oh, feel the moment, feel the power. Oh, bring the animal back to life. Oh, bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. Oh, you're the question, you're the answer. Oh, turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Oh, feel the moment, feel the power. Oh, bring me out of moment time. Oh, bring me energy one more time. Bring me energy one more time. Bring me energy one more time.
A very good evening, welcome to World Cup 2026 as we kick off the semi-finals of this year's World Cup. It's France against Spain, a rematch of the Nations League semi-final of last year. It was a 9-goal thriller between the sides, but the first time that these two have met on a competitive stage in quite a while at the World Cup. They've only met once at the World Cup, that was in 2006. And it was France who emerged victorious on that occasion. But the last time Spain were here in a semi-final of a World Cup, they went on to win the World Cup. France looking to make it to their third successive World Cup final. So it is all on the line tonight in Dallas, Texas, as France take on Spain, two European giants, of course, looking for a spot in the showpiece event. And then tomorrow night, England will face Argentina to see which team will also head to the final in New Jersey at MetLife Stadium this Sunday, 8 o'clock, live here on LFS. But before all that, let's kind of recap everything so far. This is the bracket. Argentina 3-1 winners against Switzerland. England edging out Norway from 1-0 down to win 2-1 for the Three Lions. They're into the semis. In terms of France, well, they're two-time world champions. We know that. 2018 and 1998. Didier Deschamps has guided them to back-to-back finals, winning in 2018 and losing on penalties in 2022. They've reached their the semi-final stage for the 5th time in the last 8 World Cups since they were world champions back in 98. And they've won 22 of their 40 World Cup matches, France, against European opponents, including that 2006 win over Spain. And have won 9 of the last 10 World Cup games and unbeaten at the World Cup in 90 minutes since the group stages in 2022, when they lost 1-0 to Tunisia. Well, for Spain, they were crowned world champions back in 2010. It's their best performance at a World Cup since 2010, reaching the semi-final. They've conceded the joint fewest goals in the tournament, with just the one conceded. That came in their quarter-final matchup with Belgium. And they've only reached the semi-finals once previously. That was also in 2010. And Spain have a losing record at World Cups against 8 teams. France are one of those teams that have beaten them at the World Cup. And the last World Cup defeat in 90 minutes for Spain was a 2-1 loss to Japan in the group stages in 2022. Well, in terms of these two managers, Didier Deschamps was appointed in July of 2012. He's the most World Cup wins as a manager, 11 wins under his belt as a World Cup manager. He's won the World Cup and been the runner-up as a manager. Won the Nations League with France in 2021, and of course the runners-up in the home Euros in 2016. He's managed over 180 games as the French head coach with a 65% win percentage. Is an incredible ratio. For Luis de la Fuente, shorter reign, December 2022 he was appointed, but he spent 9 years in charge of the coaching of the youth national teams of Spain, the under-19s, under-17s and under-21s. They won the European Championships in 2024, of course, and back-to-back Nations League finals, including that win in 2023, as the highest win percentage of any Spain manager with over 10 games in charge, having won 35 of his 47 games in charge. That's just under a 75% win rate. It's unreal, that level. In terms of their record at the World Cup so far, well, France have won all 6 of their games, conceding just 2 goals, and have kept 3 clean sheets in a row in the knockout stages, and are yet to be behind in this tournament so far. Similar story for Spain. They are yet to be behind in the tournament, but one thing that they do have is similar to France, is that incredible defensive record. They hadn't conceded in any of their first 5 games at this World Cup until Belgium equalised against them. That's the only goal they've conceded at this tournament, and the only game they failed to win was their opener in a 0-0 draw with Cape Verde. In terms of their most recent game, well, it was a 9-goal thriller in the Nations League semi-final last year. A 5-4 win for Spain to go on and end up runners-up of that Nations League, of course, to Portugal. 5-4 Spain. We're 4-0 up in the game. France get all the way back to 4-3, I believe it was. Or sorry, 4-2. It went to 5-2. And then ultimately France with that late comeback chance at 5-4 in the 93rd minute, but wasn't able to claim it all the way back. But their last World Cup meeting, their only World Cup meeting, shall I say, was in the round of 16 in 2006. France winning by 3-1. Spain took the lead in that game. There in that one back in Germany in 2006 through David Villa, but Frank Ribéry, Patrick Vieira and Zinedine Zidane, 3 of the best, made it 3-1 to France, and they went on to win. Of course, lost the final in that campaign to Italy, of course. In terms of the Golden Boot race, well, that man on the right hand side of your screen has a chance to go above Lionel Messi, who's led the way since early in the tournament in the Golden Boot race, but a goal for Kylian Mbappe tonight means it's catch-up time for Lionel Messi on the race for the Golden Boot. Erling Haaland now out of the tournament. He's up there at 7. He won't, of course, win it, obviously. Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane still in the mix, as well as Ousmane Dembele on 5 goals. And when it comes to the all-time World Cup goal scorers, if Mbappe scores tonight, not only will he go ahead of this Golden Boot, but also would equal the record for the most World Cup goals in history at 21 if he scores tonight. More than 1, and he would hold the record before Lionel Messi and Argentina play tomorrow night. So lots on the line for this one. It is without need of a build-up. When you see these two teams on a list, on a roster, on a fixture list, you know you're going to turn up, and you know they're going to turn up as well. It's France against Spain in the first of our 2 World Cup semi-finals kick-off. And team news in Dallas is next. Let's have a look at the 2 teams then in this 70,000 capacity AT&T Stadium in Dallas. Let's start with the current battlers and back-to-back finalists. France looking to make it 3 finals in a row at the World Cup. Mike Maignan starts in goal. A back 4 of Jules Koundé, Dayot Upamecano, William Saliba and Luc Digne. In midfield, Aurélien Tchouameni comes back into the side with Adrien Rabiot alongside him. Olise is in the 10 with Dembele on the right. Barcola comes back in after he was benched in the last game against Morocco for Désiré Doué, but Barcola back in the side. And top scorer and joint top scorer at this World Cup, Kylian Mbappe, and the French captain, is at the top of the field, as you would expect. Samba, Risser, Konate, Hernandez, Gusto, Lacroix, Hernandez, Kone, Kante, Cherki, Zaire-Emery, Doué, Mateta, Akliouche, and Thuram, all on the French bench. Well, for the European champions, they beat France this time last year. They beat them this time the year before as well. Well, they make it 3 wins in a row in big semi-finals against Les Bleus. Unai Simon starts in goal. Pedro Porro, Pau Cubarsí, Aymeric Laporte and Marco Correa are the back 4. Rodri and Ruiz are the midfield pivots, with Dani Olmo in the 10. Alex Baena keeps his place on the left wing, with Lamine Yamal on the right, and Mikel Oyarzabal leading the Spanish line. On the bench, Raya, Juan Garcia, Eric Garcia, Pubil, Llorente, Grimaldo, Gavi, Zubimendi, Merino, Pedri, Pino, Iglesias, Torres, Williams and Munoz. Two European heavyweights meet and do battle in Dallas to see which one will be heading east to New York for the big showpiece event on Sunday, and who will be missing out and heading south to Miami for the third place playoff. It's France against Spain, and kickoff is next. A very good evening. Welcome to World Cup 2026 live here in LFS. Great to have your company for this one tonight. It's two of the biggest nations, two of the most expectant nations on the world stage, doing battle once again. 2 years on from the European Championship semi-final, with Spain edging France out to go on to be European champions. Will France get their revenge, or will it be déjà vu for Les Bleus against La Roja, an international tournament? This could be the third international tournament in a row that France could miss out on a final due to the hands of Spain if Luis de la Fuente's side do progress this evening, which would be the definition of a team you just can't find a way past. It's a really intriguing battle. Two sides absolutely stacked with attacking quality, and so many experienced heads right the way throughout the rosters. And not only the starting 11s, but the squads, the options off the bench for both teams is quite ridiculous, to say the very least. So let's hope we're in for an absolute cracker. Although, if we're going off the defensive record of these two, they don't concede many goals. 3 goals they've conceded combined in this World Cup. That's 3 goals they've conceded over 12 matches that they have played combined in this tournament, which is a ridiculous number, to say the very least. France have kept a clean sheet in 4 of their 6 games, including all 3 of their knockout games. And for Spain, well, they only failed to keep a clean sheet in their quarter-final. They kept a clean sheet in the first 5 matches of this tournament that they played, and have only conceded the solitary goal that came against Belgium. Here's Dembele, closed off well by Cucurella. And Baena dropping back. Rodri, not the best of touches around the edge of his box. Hounded by Olise, but he worked out of it well. Did the Manchester City man. Here is Rodri. Back to Unai Simon, who was being chased there by Mbappe. Dembele on the press as well. Simon couldn't quite find a way out there. Barcola with the interception. And Rabiot guides it back to his goalkeeper in Mike Maignan. Well, of course, I said it was an absolute thriller between these two 12 months ago. It was, I mean, Spain were absolutely destroying France in that game. Up until, of course, France battled a way back and made it a respectable scoreline in the end after being 4-0 down against Spain. It was completely one-sided at that point. But a very different feel about France this time around. Many expect them to be the world champions in waiting due to just the sheer amount of quality, but they've got to prove it, they've got to do it in this one, and then if they get the opportunity, the next one. But for Spain, I mean, we're talking about the reigning European champions here. They are not a side to be swept away by any stretch. Rabiot just eases his man off the ball. Barcola just about holding up that one. Working it wide here to Mbappe. Holding off the challenge of Ruiz. Mbappe cuts back and lays it back into midfield. Tchouaméni to Deo Upamecano. A little bit loose from Rabiot, but he gets away with it. Baena gifting it back to France. Dembele overhit that one across to Olise. France a little bit expansive early doors, and 1 or 2 loose passes. Here's Lamine Yamal. First opportunity for him to get on the ball. Wide to the left for Alex Baena. Rodri. And now across to Fabian Ruiz. France keeping it compact and narrow. Not looking to give any space through the middle to Spain. Remember, we have a poll in the chat if you want to put your votes in there. Keep those votes coming in. Thanks for getting involved so far, and keep those votes coming in right the way throughout the game. Who you think's going to win this one, whether it be normal time, extra time, penalties, whoever you think will be in the final, let us know in the poll in the chat. And also let us know your opinions in the chat as well. Get your opinions in. Let us know how you feel about this one, who you think's kind of going to make the difference for this one this evening. Penny, welcome in. Thank you very much for joining us. Christopher says Spain wins. Herman says the two best Muslim countries facing each other. Well, two teams that are filled with quality, there's no doubt. There's never really any question about either of these two teams coming into the tournament. That's why they were the top two teams in terms of favourites to try and win the tournament. Albeit this could be a worthy final matchup. Albeit both on the same side of the draw, so that was impossible once we knew their final positions in their groups. With both finishing top of the tree in their respective groups, it was impossible for them to meet in the final. This is maybe a worthy warm-up to what might come on Sunday. Here comes Barkla, skips away from the challenge. Bradley Barkla's broke to the box, he clips it across, and Pau Kubarsi has to block it behind for the corner. Yeah, we see that there. Look at this from Barkla. Sliding in was Porro. He just gets too committed too early. Barkla skips away from him with ease. And as he gets to the byline, tries to cut it back. Bounces off the midriff of Pau Kubarsi. And that's a French corner. First corner of the game. Goes the way of France, and Michael Olise will deliver. Left-footed, swung into the box. Headed away there by Kubarsi. Swipe from Adrien Rabiot from range is well wide of the targets. Well, that man, there is very little in terms of more experience you could ask of a manager than Didier Deschamps provides. 183 games as the French head coach. Won 11 matches at a World Cup. That's more than any other single manager. And is looking to guide France to a historic third World Cup final in a row after they were champions in 2018, runners-up in 2022. And what will come of 2026 of this French side? A man in Luis de la Fuente who maybe in terms of the battle with Didier Deschamps for the national team, in terms of the senior team in management, 10 years as senior, but in terms of their overall linkings with their respective national sides and the national federations, it's around about similar times in that front. 2013 did Luis de la Fuente take over the youth sides in Spain. 2012, the time which Didier Deschamps took over the French national side. So both have vast experience with their respective squads, and the youth players and the young players in their respective squads, and also experience at the top level at winning things. So it is everything you could ask for about experience. Is another good challenge there by Rabiot, easing another man off the ball. Referee letting things flow. That's a lovely reverse pass into Olise, who couldn't find it through to Mbappe. Beautiful first ball into Elise's path. Absolutely wrong-footed everyone from Spain there. But that they just couldn't link it up further past that, France. Here is Yamal. Inside to Olmo. Skips away from one. Runs into Rabiot. And the referee is going to say free kick to Spain here. Rabiot feeling he fouled Dani Olmo. I have to see a replay, but yeah, he did stand on Dani Olmo's foot. That is a foul, and it is definitely outside the box, so it is definitely a free kick and nothing more. It's a dangerous position, this, for Spain. Well won by Dani Olmo. Adrien Rabiot already in the physical tussles early doors. 8.5 minutes gone. And Spain with the first real dangerous set piece of the game. Well, it's not really been set pieces that have underpinned these two teams' successes. It's their free flow and attacking football that has really shone through for these two during this tournament. But in tight games against top opposition, set pieces become really the most important factor in your play, because you might not get many chances from open play. If you get a set piece opportunity, it's a golden chance. Try and take advantage. 3 players around it here for Spain, as the referee just sets up the defensive wall. A referee for this one, Ivan Barton. Let's see, it's Alex Baena that looks the most likely candidate. Lamine Yamal is there too. Referee, you can't miss him, bright pink shirt. He thinks he has to have a replacement spray. Well, that was bizarre. He has to spray the spray. I mean, there's no need for that. The referee makes sure all is okay before this Spanish free kick. A good delay to this, a good minute and a half since the free kick was given, maybe 2 minutes. It's Yamal and Baena. It is Baena, hits the wall. Bounce back to Yamal, wide on the right, ticks on his man. Bailan cuts it across. Back post just clamoured away by Upamecano. Back in by Ruiz, who's blocked by Koundé. And out for the Spanish throw. Yeah, really good from Spain to sustain the pressure. Well versed from France defensively there to see it away from danger. First contact on everything that got towards the box there, France. That's crucial. Asserting dominance in your defensive area. Porro trying to angle one forward for Yamal, but that one will bounce right into the hands of Mike Magna in the French goal. Chouameni. Magna. What a pass that is. Look at the space for Rabiot here, out on the left-hand side. He's got Mbappe with him. And Barkla trying to make a run to create space. Rabiot plays it back now to Lucudinha, who recycles to Chouameni. Now Upamecano. For options, Spain well versed and well structured defensively. No doubt about that. France will know that they need to probably play at their very best in an attacking sense to find a way past this Spanish side. Beautifully worked Belgian goal was the only one that Spain have seen fall into the back of their own net. Looping ball over the top here for Jules Koundé to chase, but that's well defended. Really well defended by the very experienced Aymeric Laporte. Behind for a goal kick. Well, of course, two of the best for their countries. Arsene Wenger, of course, very famous Frenchman, former Arsenal manager, and Xavi as well here, the former Barcelona player and manager, on site for this one. Baena under pressure, chasing into his own box here, chased all the way by Upamecano. Really good out ball to Oyarzabal. Rabiot steps in to win it back. Very aggressive with his play, Adrien Rabiot. I actually said in the game that France did, I don't know if it was Morocco, I think might have been Morocco, you know, but I remember saying one of the French games that I commentated on about how Adrien Rabiot has become this kind of this faithful soldier that Didier Deschamps relied upon over a multitude of international tournament in that midfield, just that reliable player. You know, a manager always has that player they always kind of rely upon, that they throw everything towards in big games. And you feel Adrien Rabiot is that for Didier Deschamps. Mbappe tried the switch ball out to Dembele there. Much overhits from the French captain. And the man who's lit up the tournament so far, Kylian Mbappe, amongst quite a few of the greatest attacking players on the planet. Lionel Messi up there too in that race for the Golden Boot. 8 goals each. Mbappe the only player to score 8 or more goals at 2 different World Cups, which is an incredible stat in and of itself. He has the most goals at the knockout stages of a World Cup of any player in history. So when it gets to the business end, Kylian Mbappe always seems to show up. He scored 3 goals, remember, in that final, a hat-trick in the World Cup final in 2022. So he's on an incredible run of form. 11 goals in his last 7 World Cup matches, which is Absolutely ridiculous, by the way. Here is Cucurella. Down the line to Baena. Trying to cut onto his right, followed inside by Dembele. Squared across now to Ruiz, and now Rodri. Under pressure from Olise, who puts in a challenge, but the ball will still find a way to Pedro Porro. Well, the referee's going to pull it back for a foul on Rodri by Michael Olise. So a free kick to Spain in any case here. Yeah, he's late there, Olise. Quite late, actually, to be fair. He's very lucky. That's nothing more than just a free kick. Ruiz. Rodri. Laporte now to Cucurella. Back to Aymeric Laporte. That's a 4-3-3 out of possession. Clip ball out to the left-hand channel. Finding Alex Baena. Tracked all the way by Jules Koundé. Again, Koundé with the block. Olise with a first time pass that. Dembele, and now in behind is Mbappe. He's got the keeper off his line. Mbappe charging, runs into a couple. He's still got the ball. Can't get the shot off. Dembele fires it across. Barcola, he rolls it round the outside. Olise now, and that's clipped behind for the corner. We'll talk about Spanish recovery, but the endeavour from Kylian Mbappe here. Beautiful football. Olise to lay it off to Dembele. Then the pass round the corner. Absolutely sensational. But then Mbappe has 3 Spanish players in his way. Still comes away with the ball. And then they just make a bit of a mess of it, France, and trying to recycle. They get the corner, which they have taken. And it's been dealt with by Spain as Olmo clears. But really dangerous moment from France. And that's what we know what they possess. I mean, we know Spain are much more calculated, much more about the build-up and the kind of the approach play. But for France, it's all about being aggressive in those moments. When you win the ball back and when you have space, be aggressive on the front foot. The directness of France is really, really difficult to stop when they get in rhythm. Here is Jules Koundé, wide on the right here, cuts it back to Dembele, square across to Rabiot, back to Olise now. France moving it with pace. Not looking to wait around, Les Bleus. Olise, out to the right-hand side for Dembele, tiptoeing down the line, back onto his left, dribbling his way, trying to find a way around Alex Baena, who will whip the cross in. Dembele, taken in by Barcola, held off by Porro well. Digne now. Back to Chouameni with the cross. That was cleared away by Kubasi. And out for the French throw. France just starting to pose a little bit more of a threat, shall we say. Both sides settling into the game well. Saliba. Upamecano. Wide to Jules Koundé. Into Olise. A little bit off target there to Adrien Rabiot. France just about forced Spain backwards with the ball. 1 or 2 insufficient passes, I gotta say, from Michael Olise so far. Don't want to be too critical of probably one of the most creative players in the tournament, if not the most creative player in the tournament. More assists than anyone else at this World Cup. Michael Olise has been a sensation, a revelation at this tournament so far. 5 assists at this tournament. As Cucurella battling with Upamecano, and the French centre-back comes out on top on that occasion. And it's not like it's against the nature of Michael Olise to create goals. He had 28 assists last season for Bayern Munich. That's off the back of a season of 18 assists prior to that. That's a total of 46 assists in his last 2 campaigns for Bayern Munich, which is an incredible number, to say the very least. Flick round the corner from Olise. Jules Koundé. So Olise trying to provide the wide option. Koundé had his pass blocked, out for the French throw. I think for France it's about having an option. There's no shortage of options, no shortage of runners. But if they get it right, like they did a moment or two ago, with that combination between Elise Dembele and then Mbappe, that's where they can really kill Spain on the break. But on the contrary, Spain have such a cohesion, such a, I called it earlier in the tournament, a well-oiled machine. They know how to win. They find a way, no matter what the situation is, and they've got players that can pick passes out, like France in a sense. There's very little to separate these two in terms of real terms of football. There's very little. But in terms of those individual moments, both teams possess that player that can change a game in a split second. Cucurella with a deep ball in. It's over the head of Oyarzabal. Little awkward from Digne. And it's a penalty to Spain. Yamal brought down by Lucu Digne, who blindly swipes at the ball, looking to clear, ends up cleaning out Lamine Yamal. And the first major moment of this game goes the way of Spain in call of a penalty. We'll have to see this again. Digne didn't do well with his header and then swings a leg. I mean, that's just horrendous. That is horrendous from Lucu Digne. I mean, there's no attempt to win the ball there. He hadn't a clue what he was doing or swinging a leg at. And he just kind of whacks Lamine Yamal with his leg. It's just reckless. It is just reckless in my opinion. Penalty has been given. We'll see if VAR has any ruling to overturn it. I don't think so. I wouldn't suggest so, but yeah, you have to say, I mean, it's clumsy, awkward defending from Lucu Digne. Spinning into a space. He didn't know who was there. He just made an awful header. Just looped up into the air, and as he spun around, he didn't see Yamal coming behind him. Swiped his leg. He did catch Lamine Yamal. It's definitely a foul. There was question marks over whether there was a handball in the... Prior to that, the referee's just trying to garner some control in the box here. Mbappe leading the charge of the French against the call of a penalty. The referee not really having much success at controlling the French protests at the moment. He's trying to guide Mike Maignan back onto his line. The penalty, I believe, has been given. There's no indication on the screen that VAR have had a look. Maybe they have had a look, but there's no confirmation of a stoppage or a delay to play. Mikel Oyarzabal scored 5 of his last 5 penalties for club and country. Now on the biggest stage of all, the World Cup semi-final, Mikel Oyarzabal against Mike Maignan from the penalty spots to give the European champions an advantage, a priceless advantage in this semi-final. Oyarzabal against Maignan. Mikel Oyarzabal fires it into the corner. 1-0 Spain, and the European champions are off the mark. Mikel Oyarzabal, who's come up with such important goals for Spain in this tournament, has once again found the net after some clumsy French defending, leading to a penalty that leads to a Spanish opener. France 0, Spain 1. We're off the mark in this semi-final after just 22 minutes. Yeah, really well taken penalty by Mikel Oyarzabal with his left foot into the right corner. Height, pace, power, accuracy, everything you want from a penalty. Mike Maignan can do very little even if he does stretch over that far. He did guess the right way, but the perfection of the penalty is what keeps it from being stopped. Beautiful from Oyarzabal. Smart from Spain. Awkward from France. France 0, Spain 1 at this World Cup semi-final. Well, some pain already for the French players to face. But let's just say there's a long, long way to go in this game. But that's the first twist in the tail of what we set to be a blockbuster here in Dallas. And the first 22 and a half minutes has given us some nice moments so far. And the first goal of this game goes the way of Spain. Yes, that will trigger the hydration break at this moment in time. A chance for France to regroup, really, after what has been a sloppy few minutes from Les Bleus, and a moment where probably they were the team that were starting to kind of, excuse me, apologies, starting to come into the game a little bit more, starting to take control and be a bit more offensively aggressive. But again, it's a clumsy moment, it's an awkward moment, it's just poor defending, and it's just one of those ones where he doesn't know where the ball is. Luca Digne, he's scrambling to find the ball, swings a leg, catches Lamine Yamal. I mean, it's no question he catches him at a very high level. I mean, there's no doubts, but it will be disappointing for France and Didier Deschamps. But again, they will know it's very early. They were 2-0 down in the World Cup final and got it to penalties, so they won't concern themselves with the fact that they are 1-0 down early in this one. But it's a massive booster for Spain, Luis de la Fuente's side. In these type of games, you need a moment. You need, as I said earlier on, you need someone to make a difference in these types of games. And set pieces are so incredibly important. And a penalty is the most unique set piece. I mean, you have the best chance of scoring from any part of football from the penalty spot, no doubt about that. But when you're given that opportunity, it is crucial that you take it, because that swings the momentum. It massively helps Spain, not only in the scoreline, but also the momentum of the game, and they're getting into their rhythm and their comfort zone and their own tempo and commanding the match. They're in the lead, so they've got the control now, and it's about France and how they fight back against that for the first time in this tournament. They haven't been behind once. Neither of these sides have been behind until this point in this tournament. So France, it's a new moment in this tournament, but not a new moment on the world stage for them, and they will know a way at fighting back. But I've no doubt that they will fight back, France, in this game. But I mean, it's a clumsy moment, it's an awkward moment, and sometimes these games, these tight games, these really top level games, are decided on individual moments of brilliance or a bit of clumsy play. And unfortunately for France there, it was a bit of clumsy play that led to the Spanish opener from the penalty spot. Beautifully taken, by the way, from Oyarzabal. But again, France can't complain, but at the same time, there's a long way to go, and they won't panic. There's no question about that. While they have this hydration break, we've seen before, momentum can change on a hydration break, or it can really reset a team. It's a new phase of the game, a new section of the match that can reset the focus. But they look a little nervous, those French fans, but there's no need to be nervous this early. Long way to go as we're about to get back underway. It will be a Spanish throw-in their own half. Cucurella to take this throw-in for Spain. Inside to Oyarzabal. It was well challenged by Tchouaméni. No forward pass there on for Rabiot, but well nicked by Mbappe. He stole it away from his man. Mbappe, lovely reverse. Rabiot lays it wide to Digne. He will be surely desperate to make up for his mistake. Ball wide, a little bit lazily played there by Aurélien Tchouaméni. He makes up and blocks, and then Rabiot puts it out for the throw. Just look a little bit off balance at times, France. You know, we knew that pass was coming from Tchouaméni towards Digne. It was well anticipated, but at the same time, just a little bit off the mark on that one from Aurélien Tchouaméni. Just didn't quite zip it into the path. You need to maintain that pace, otherwise you will be easily seen away. As Mbappe goes down under a challenge. High up on the left. I think the free kick has been given, has it? See this again. Mbappe just caught late there by Pau Cubarsí. Actually, I think the referee's given a throw-in rather than a free kick throw-in to France. Olise with the hold. Back it goes towards Saliba, who has a seat on the grounds. William Saliba. An issue for the French centre-back. A little bit of a problem for Didier Deschamps. Maxence Lacroix is the man quite vigorously warming up, so this is an issue that William Saliba has had for quite a while. A back injury that has plagued him. This could be another big issue for France early in this game. You see that challenge by Lucudinha on Lamine Yamal again. I mean, it's blatantly clumsy and awkward. Awful defending. Beautiful penalty for Mikola Yadabal. Wonderful penalty, to say the very least. This could be another major setback for France. Not only going 1-0 down early, but then William Saliba could be a casualty early doors here. The good thing is that he's able to walk unaided, but I mean, that's the bare minimum. It's not nice to see, though, if he isn't able to continue, which looks to be the case for William Saliba. Yeah, he looks like his day is done. It looks like Maxence Lacroix will be needed here for France. He's ready and is coming on, Maxence Lacroix. So straight swap at centre back for France. Le man Didier Deschamps, who's seen it all on the world stage. So this won't faze him, but two early major setbacks, losing one of your defenders and conceding early, is not the start to the first 30 minutes that France would have wanted here in Dallas. Koundé getting a little bit fortunate there to win the throw-in. Yeah, they just haven't hit the rhythm at the minute, France. Certainly in possession. Just look a little bit, not nervy, but just a little bit jittery, if you know what I mean. Not Elise, though. Beautiful from Elise again, who's absolutely clattered there by Marc Cucurella. That's going to be a yellow card as well for the Spanish left-back. First yellow card of the game goes the way of the Spaniard. Elise, beautiful football there. And then Cucurella just comes right through him. Yeah, it's an obvious yellow card, that. Marc Cucurella. A chance for Ousmane Dembele to deliver. Dembele leaving a lot on it, and that one's far too close. Right into the hands of Unai Simon. Block there by Lucudinha, right, for the Spanish throw. I think Spain just have the rhythm of the game at the moment, the control of the game. They seem to be the team that have complete clarity on their structure at the moment. France just look a little bit rocked. I mean, there's no wonder why they've conceded and also had a player taken off through injury. So there's that just uproarious moment for France where they haven't been able to settle too much in the game, but as I said already, they won't panic about that. Rodri gets it back from Porro. Rodri into Baena. Well challenged by Rabiot. Lay off there by Barclays. A little inside Olise. Not much space there, and France picked off again. Cucurella. Back to Aymeric Laporte. Rodri back to Laporte. Laporte wide down the left. Here is Dani Olmo looking for the underlap. Finds Cucurella. Tries to fire it across. Blocked. There's Koundé. Just nipped in ahead of his man. And Upamecano to clear it down the line and out for a Spanish throw. Just seem to be on the back foot at the minute, France. Having a spell in the game where they just need to be combative against Spain. It seems to be the idea at this moment in time. Marvin says hello there. It's coming home. I predicted a Spain-England final. Marvin's predicting a Euros final repeats 2 years on. There's Olmo there, well off target, high and wide. Well, no matter what, we're set for an incredible final. If it's France-Argentina, it's a 2022 final repeat. If it's Spain-England, it's a 2024 Euros final repeat. If it's France-England, I mean, that's a historic battle, to say the very least. And then if it's Spain-Argentina, I mean, that's just another incredible matchup. Yamal against Messi. So, listen, no matter what comes out of this, it will be an incredible final, whoever goes through. And then we have the joy of watching the other two teams who don't go through in the bronze final. Just 22 hours before the World Cup final. So there's no shortage of enjoyment to come. Oh, Mike Magna, what's he done there? Goodness me, I think Baena was offside anyway, but Magna was in no man's land. Baena was trying to round him. France looked caught out there again. He is just offside, Alex Baena, but not by much. Upamecano completely caught out, and then Magna comes crashing through. Gets none of the ball. Gets very lucky that that flag went up, because that could have been even worse for France. They win a free kick there on the left through for Chouameni, who was fouled. But some nail-biting moments for Didier Deschamps, who's seeing his side not really play very well so far. First time really at this tournament that we haven't seen France play to any really good level to this point. Bit of a shock to the system, I would suspect. Alex Baena saying that he was brought down by Jules Koundé off the ball, but the referee waved it away, said no issue. Chouameni to Koundé. Back to Chouameni. At the moment, those votes flying in. Thank you very much for getting those votes in the chat. Keep those votes coming in on the poll. At the moment, 59% of the chat saying France will win. It's 41% saying Spain will win. Thank you very much for your contributions and your involvement. Great to have you with us for this one. Each and every one of you. And don't forget to like, subscribe as well. It's free, completely free. And if you ever desire to do so, put on push notifications as well, because we will have lots to come this week on the World Cup stage. Both semi-finals, the live final, the bronze final, all to come this week. Here is Bradley Barcola. Drifting away into the box, onto his right foot. Barcola's going to unleash one. Over the bar it goes. He looked like he was going to cross it initially, Bradley Barcola, maybe cut it back wide, but decided to have a second think about it and then go for the shot. Cut back inside and then unleashed an effort towards that top corner, but just too much on it. Angled it far too off target. Goal kick, the outcome. Rabiot battling again in the middle, but France failing to retain possession. Olmo. Ruiz finding it to Cucurella. Now Baena on the left. Yatabal made a run, but Baena didn't take that option. It's Fabian Ruiz. He's found a little gap in the French team. Olmo now. He's crowded out. Another challenge by Rabiot, who's flying him with the challenges. And Porro's going to hit one from range. That one's suckered wide of the posts. Both sides not afraid to hit the efforts from long range. It's not a bad effort from Porro. Not the worst effort I've ever seen in that sort of distance. Difficult one to really kind of get any sort of control over, but as best as he probably could there. Oh, Magna! Goodness me! What is that from Mike Magna? Rodri. Yamal now to Olmo, little back heel. Yamal across, that is beautiful, that's wide. It's going to be a corner, but that would have been absolutely scintillating from Spain. Upamecano, I think, gets a touch to it and sends it behind for the corner, but horrid goalkeeping from Mike Magna. And Spain just, they're fluid best. Yamal, Olmo, Yamal, back across for Fabian Ruiz, just trying to nip it round the corner. And Upamecano with the block behind for the corner, but goodness me, that was beautiful from Spain. From France, they're flapping at the moment. Have not been able to get grips with this since they went behind. They have continued to falter. Ball into the box. Lacroix with the first contact, but it bounces down in the mix. Will drop for Ruiz, who carries it wide to the left, swinging it deep towards the box. A bouncing ball that sails over the head of Digne. Kept in by Alex Baena. Nice play. Finds Lamine Yamal. Doubled up on. Digne battling out, and Luca Digne winning a free kick against Lamine Yamal. That's a battle that will continue right the way throughout the game. Digne this time getting the better of it. Yeah. There's a foul. Certainly for me, though, there's no question Spain have been the better side to this point. France look not as if the occasions got to them, but almost like they don't realise the impact of the occasion. For the first time in the tournament, they haven't looked like a team in control at any stage of this game. And that's where the worry will come from Didier Deschamps, is the fact that they've looked really poor against Spain. It's almost like France really haven't had a major test to this point, and now they're having their first one at the moment. It's failures all round. As I said, it's still very early doors, but you certainly can't say that France deserve to be level in this game. But the way they've played in this first half, it's not been great at all from Les Bleus. Nice from Mbappe, though, beautiful hold up, but the flag is up against the French captain. That would have been a promising move, but Kylian Mbappe straight offside. And he was just inches offside, but he was offside. Good call. Dembele trying to cause some concern there to the Spanish defence. Simon just gets it away. Koundé trying to guide it towards Mbappe, but that's cut out well by Rodri. They need to be a bit more direct, France. Runners in behind, targeting kind of angled runs. That's a lovely ball over the top. Taken in by Mbappe, who again is caught offside. That's what they need to try, France. Be a bit more direct. Get Spain turned towards their own goal. Well, that was a tight one. That might have just been onside that time. Nonetheless, frustration for France once again. What they need to do, though, France, as I say, is just be that more straight line, aggressive, direct. I already said that's where they're at their best, France, is when they're just being aggressive on the front foot. They're not tapping it around, waiting for something to happen, because that's when they can easily get beaten on the ball 1v1. What France are so good at is getting defenders turned towards their own goal and making awkward runs, making angled runs in behind, creating awkward situations for defenders, and then creating the space off the back of that in front of the defence for the creative players in the build-up to add numbers to the attack. That's where France get their great attack in play, not playing great zipping through balls, which we can see they have that on offer, but it's not the primary focus of France's attack. It's more direct, it's more about runners, it's more about those kind of angled opportunities in behind to get defenders turned towards their own goal. That's beautiful, though. And that's a feinted ball in behind. What a challenge from Unai Simon. Mbappe was charging through there, and Unai Simon came clattering out. Wonderful goalkeeping from the Spanish stopper, as Mbappe wins France a corner on the left-hand side. But we'll have to see that again. Beautiful play down the left here. Little deft flick by Barcola. Weighted ball in behind for Mbappe. Whether he was on or off that time would have been a question. Kubarsi was the last man, and then Unai Simon, look at this, comes clattering through. Beautiful clean challenge on Mbappe. Wonderful challenge, but a French corner to come on the left. Olise to deliver, left-footed, bounces down. Cucurella tried to get a head away, drops for Koundé, who will whip it deep up into the air. It's a little awkward. It's palmed into a dangerous area by Simon. Still bouncing around as Laporte, I think, is down. There's an issue there for Spain, but they got a little awkward. They can laugh and smile about it, Oyarzabal and Unai Simon. Now that was far from convincing. Needed the help of Rodri to clear it away from the imminent danger of Upamecano and Tchouaméni on the scene. I'm sure they're glad they can smile and laugh about it. As Laporte thankfully back to his feet and okay. I think it will be a drop ball to France. It will. Just outside the box. Dembele cutting into space, trying to find a pass across. He will get the free kick. Ousmane Dembele taken down by Fabian Ruiz, who pleads his innocence. The referee very determined in his decision of a free kick. Let's see this again. That's an awful decision. That's never a foul. The ball's about 20 yards away before either have an issue. And I think the referee's been informed that that is a completely incorrect decision. I think the free kick's been overturned. Can they do that? Can they do that? Anyway, it wasn't a foul anyway, or it wasn't a free kick, definitely not, so no concern there for France. Cucurella with the cross, blocked by Caoimhan. Rabiot, wide to Olise on the right here. Trying to charge at Cucurella, runs into a couple again. That's what I mean for France. They're trying to take on 2 and 3 players. Spain have ample numbers to fend France off in those situations where they try and run at them. That's where they're losing the ball on such a consistent basis, France is. One player is trying to take on 2 or 3 in Spanish colours, and they're losing out time and time again because, obviously, you're going to have a better chance of winning it with 3 players than one getting past those 3. It's just the law of numbers. Obviously. Rabiot sliding and challenging there. That's a late one on Fabian Ruiz. That's going to be a free kick. Yeah, just France look off it at the moment. Adrian Rabiot, remember, on a yellow card as well in the game, so has to be very careful. Yeah, he just kind of caught him. It's not as bad as it looked like initially. It's just a foul, but nothing more. 6 added minutes, by the way, at the end of the first half, and a first half at the moment where it is a Oyarzabal penalty that separates the 2 teams, but there is a lot more than that separates them at the moment. France looking really scrappy. And not in a good way at this moment in time. Their football that they're playing is slightly scrappy. Very little attacking flow. And they blew again. Olise and Dembele on completely different chapters of the book, never mind different pages. And Jules Koundé shoving over Alex Baeda. Free kick to Spain. Yeah, it just looks like France don't have clarity in their play at the moment, and Spain are just fending them off time and time again. It's almost like France are playing checkers and Spain are playing chess at the moment. That seems to be the difference. It doesn't help that the French players aren't all on the same page in their way of wanting to play. It doesn't help the situation. We'll win a throw in there at Pau Cubarsi's overhit pass. Lacroix. Caoimhan to Upamecano. Wide to the right-hand side for Jules Koundé. Drifting forward. Early cross into the box. That was dangerous. Mbappe was the one chasing. Barcola just about keeps it in play. On the left. Fires it towards the edge for Dembele. Caoimhan back to Dembele. Gets it out of his feet and wide to Digne. Rolls it in behind for Rabiot, who clips it back across. Koundé trying to make a nuisance. But I think the flag has gone up against Adrien Rabiot in the build-up anyway for offside. We see this cross from Jules Koundé though. Beautiful delivery. Just a yard or so ahead of Mbappe, who was chasing in. Best cross of the game, you have to say. Best attacking moment of France in this game, you have to say. Lovely ball in. Just couldn't find his captain on the end of it. Just one shot on target in the game, so neither side have really peppered the opposition goal. The only shot on target, the Spanish penalty. Spain with 5 shots, France with 2 to this point, so disparity in that front. Awkward again from Yamal on Digne. Digne does just enough to get it away as Rabiot helped along with Barcola to clear it away as far as they can. As Rabiot with the interception there between the lines. Rodri comes clattering to win it well in the middle. Beautifully done. Had to be won and was well won. You just feel like Spain have answers to everything that France have had to throw at them so far. Here's Aurélien Tchouameni. Wide to Olise. Just over 2 minutes to go with the first half, and who knows whether Didier Deschamps will be thinking about subs at half-time, or a change, an alteration. Maybe not in personnel, but in approach and idea and setup and tactics. Certainly something needs to alter for France. Jules Koundé caught there by Alex Baena. Free kick to France. He did well to spin away from trouble there, Jules Koundé, before he was caught late. The French midfielders look so disjointed so far in this game. Rabiot's done all the hard work, but there's no one really making those passes, no one trying to be penetrative with their play. It's very imbalanced at the moment for France. Rabiot's being so aggressive, but Chouameni's been so standoffish. There's just that gaping hole in the midfield that they're not really taking control of. And Spain are just having free roam in there. You can't afford in a game like this to be allowing that to some of the best midfielders on the planet, to have that amount of space and that amount of opportunity in the middle. Lacroix, Upamecano, spun wide to Koundé. And the line, lovely from Elise to let it run, but again France outthought and outfought by Spain. As Aymeric Laporte might have had the last touch there. I think that's what Michael Elise was claiming. Not too sure what the claims were about there, but France won the throw-in anyway. Lacroix, wide to the left for Barcola. Inside to Mbappe. Well hounded, but Mbappe trying his hardest. Rabiot trying the cross. Digne blocking. Or having it blocked, shall I say, from his effort. Seconds remain of the first 45 here in Dallas. France 0, Spain 1 as it stands. Lacroix fired across to Koundé. Maybe one last attacking chance for France before the break. Olise wide on the right. Clips it to Dembele. Drifting into the area. Dembele trying to fire it across. Blocked and goal kick. Off target from Dembele. And that should curtail the first half. It does. Half-time whistle goes. And a first half really to forget for France. It's a Michela Yadabal penalty. It has the European champions ahead of the break, and probably deservedly ahead of the break. I don't think Didier Deschamps or the French side would argue with the fact that they've been second best in this game so far. And the European champions flexing their muscles a little bit. They haven't been at their best either, but they've done just enough to edge out Les Bleus at the break. Half-time, it's France 0, Spain 1. Sure, one last kick. This is gonna be it. This is the moment. Vicario kicks this. And Liverpool are there. Liverpool are Premier League champions. And there it comes. Crystal Palace, for the very first time in their history, are FA Cup winners. Oh, he's found the net. Oh, what a goal! Kvaratskhelia is through, wants to add a fourth, and does so. Ahmad, oh my goodness me! That is absolutely unbelievable! Rice again. Oh! You thought he couldn't beat the first one. He's gone and bettered it. Another whip ball in, the header is in! By Virgil van Dijk! Incredible! Welcome back to World Cup 2026, half-time in Dallas. It is France 0, Spain 1 in the, of course, the 2026 first semi-final of this World Cup. Tomorrow night, we have an unbelievable game to look forward to in the first competitive meeting in 24 years between England and Argentina, as Harry Kane and Lionel Messi lock horns in what will be an absolute Titans matchup tomorrow, 8 o'clock in our second semi-final. And it is all building up to this, the 2026 World Cup final. That is Sunday, 8 o'clock, here in LFS from MetLife Stadium. That stadium there, the beauty of MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Sunday, 8 o'clock, to see who will be crowned champions of the world. But a big second half to come where France find themselves behind, and if they want to get to a third successive final, they're certainly going to have to be a lot better than what we saw. The Yadabal penalty separates the two at the break. Second half on the way next. Welcome back to World Cup 2026. Thank you very much for joining us for this one. Excuse me, I just had a massive cough right there. Apologies. But welcome back. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications if you haven't done so already. That would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much for joining us for this one as we get back underway in Dallas. France find themselves behind at the break with Spain's penalty for Mikel Oyarzabal making the difference between the two sides. But a long, long way to go in this one. And as I said right the way throughout the first half, France will not be worried or concerned or really kind of panicking about the outcome right now. It's still a long, long way to go. And let's not forget, for all of what we said about France and how poor they've been, Spain have only had one shot on target, and that was the penalty. So it's not that either side have really been most frivolous in attack. They haven't been at their very best, either team, so far. So there's still more to see from both sides, you got to say, in this second half. I'm looking forward to seeing what two of the best attacking lineups on the planet can produce. Maxence Lacroix, he had to come on for William Saliba, who was injured. By the way, France made a half-time change. Adrien Rabiot, by the way, has come off, and he has been replaced by Manu Kone. So a swap in midfield of France at half-time. Kone on for Adrien Rabiot. Excuse me, for Les Bleus. Here is Upamecano to Mbappe. No room to turn there for the French captain. Upamecano wide to Koundé, changes the angle, looking for Mbappe on the run. That was well closed out by Aymeric Laporte as Rodri tries to feed it down the left. Couldn't quite find Alex Baena. That's what France need to make the difference. I said in the first half they weren't getting the Spanish players turned towards their own goal enough. It was very in front of Spain. They were comfortable at dealing with whatever France were trying to throw at them because they, one, had the numbers and two, had the territory. So there was no concern really for Spain when they were out of possession. That's what France have got to change. Is Digne with an awful moment there, just about bailed out by Lacroix. Yamal claims for a foul, but the referee shakes away any claims as Upamecano finds Jules Koundé. Under a lot of pressure there was Deo Upamecano, but he worked out of it well. Elise takes it inside in stride, followed all the way by Cucurella. And the numbers again went out for Spain. It's played back towards Unai Simon, into the path of Cucurella deftly. Olmo couldn't keep it in play, but wins the throw-in out of Deo Upamecano. Well, Didier Deschamps will know his side need to be 10 times better than they were in the first half to have a chance against not only the European champions, but certainly the best defensive side in the tournament in Spain. Excuse me. Kone there. Didn't win his header. Olise causing a bit of concern. Caoimhan battling. And then Upamecano going in for a header. Deemed to have been caught there by Fabian Ruiz. He waves in disagreement at the referee's decision, but free kick has been given to France. And claims of high boot there from Fabian Ruiz, and the referee does see that, albeit Upamecano won the ball nonetheless. Digne, right, muscled there against Rodri. A little bit of space down the right here for Spain to break. Yamal. Covered over there by Maxence Lacroix, who came across there for France. All the way back it goes to Aymeric Laporte and Pau Cubarsí. Porro. Yamal. Nice work again in possession from Spain as Yamal. Feels he was fouled. Referee again waves away and he claims. Kone to Olise. Into Mbappe. Trying to find the outball in Barcola, but that's closed out well again by Pau Cubarsí. Again, it seems like everything France have thrown at Spain, they've had the answers. They've said that right the way throughout. Might just be one of those games for France, but whatever they've tried to throw at Spain, it just seems like Spain have been in firm grip and control right the way throughout. As Mikel Oyarzábal's gone down here. There's a clatter with Maxence Lacroix off the ball. The referee has, don't know if he's given the foul or just stopped the game to have a check up on Mikel Oyarzábal, but we'll see. He's just a bit naive really from Maxence Lacroix. There's no danger, no threat. Just a really unnecessary challenge. As you see that one on Yamal a little earlier. That's definitely not a foul. The referee's controlled the game well, or is as best as he can at the moment. Some good decision making. Clip ball over the top. Yamal waiting a run in behind. Lamine Yamal in on goal. Magnan having to smother, but the flag was up anyway against the Spanish teenager. You see it here again. Yeah, he just goes early off the back of Luc Digne. It's the right idea, the right run. It's not the right timing from Lamine Yamal. The right idea, certainly. Kone and Digne wrestling, but almost getting themselves an entanglement there with their loose play. Mbappe with the press. Again, France unable to retain possession with any real great quality. Digne. His pass closed down by Porro. Yamal. Rodri. Just about nips it back to Aymeric Laporte. Now Ruiz wide to Cucurella. Down the line it goes. Baena here for Spain. Alex Baena tiptoeing towards the box onto his right foot. Squares it across. Oyarzábal with a hold up. Mikel Oyarzábal working into a shooting position. And that shot goes well wide from the Spanish centre forward. He's been on target throughout the tournament, Mikel Oyarzábal. Just not on target on that occasion, just sailing over the crossbar. Scored 5 goals at this tournament. Just the 1 assist, putting them in the back of the net when he needs to. Hasn't scored in any of the last 2 games though for Spain. After his brace against Austria in the 3-0 win in the round of 32. Here's Cucurella. Ruiz with a far from clean clearance. And Caoimhan won the header. Again, France unable to win the second ball. And Spain able to clamber it away. Nicely won by Lacroix, but a poor touch from Barcola. Lets Porro away, and now Yamal got the better on the inside of Digne. Yamal's bursting away. Barcola does just enough to put Lamine Yamal off balance. So that is an awful back pass. Magnan, fabulous bit of goalkeeping there to deny a corner there to Spain. But I mean, France get themselves off the mark a little bit upsetted. They just look a little bit flappy, France. A little bit jittery. Didier Deschamps sitting back in his chair, I'm sure having a pretty deep think about what the next move is for France. in this game. I don't think he'd be pleased with either any of his wide players so far. Barkla or Dembele further forward, or even the fullbacks in Koundé or Digne. Maybe Koundé a little bit more impactful, but not as much. Here is Barkla. Reversing it round the corner. Elise with a little feinted run. Little back row. Barkla left it. Mbappe now. Finding it to Kone. Square to Caoimhan. Wide berth on that one, but Jules Koundé takes it in. Dembele. Dembele trying to weight it in behind for Koundé, but easily taken in by Unai Simon. Yeah, it was more promising from France there. They moved it from left to right, recycling play with their attacking players and trying to sustain pressure, but not much penetration again from France. Very easy to deal with from Spain's point of view. For a through ball, let the attacking move down as Elise fully committed. Won the ball ahead of Olmo there. Caoimhan to Dembele. Back to Upamecano. Better movement to the ball from France. Koundé getting himself in better areas as he wanted the foul. Was beaten on the ball. Fairly, said the referee, by Baena, but poor giveaway by the Spanish winger. Dembele. Olise now finds Barkla in the box, takes a roll around his man, and that's strong defending from Pedro Porro, allowing his keeper to come and claim. Barkla did well in the 1v1 initially to get it away from Porro, but the touch allowed Porro to cover off the inside running channel. Not allow Barkla any running room towards the goal there on in. And easily taken in by Unai Simon. Well, some movement from the French bench again. Looks like Désiré Doué is going to be coming on very shortly. Of course, it's been a battle between Barkla and Doué for the place on the French left wing right the way throughout the tournament. Doué started the 2-0 win over Morocco. Barkla was dropped for that one after 1 or 2 games in the side, and Barkla back in for this one, but maybe a change incoming from Didier Deschamps in the way of Désiré Doué the next minutes or so. That's lovely from Oyarzabal. Beautiful. Yamal, Rodri, nice reverse, out to the left it comes. Clip ball early from Ruiz, tried something different. Didn't quite work out there from Spain. He had a runner wide if he'd just taken that option. Fabian Ruiz tried to be too cute with it, I think. Well, confirmation, it will be Barkla for Doué. Straight swap out in that left side. Bradley Barkla replaced by Désiré Doué for France. Well, we already know France have had an ample amount of numbers, more than an embarrassment of riches in terms of an attacking sense of options off the bench. Désiré Doué, one of them. A 2-time Champions League winner with Paris Saint-Germain. Certainly on the bigger stage, he comes alive, Désiré Doué. And France kind of needs someone to come alive in this game and help their comeback cause, albeit still very early doors in this second half. Just over 11 minutes gone of the second period so far. Still France 0, Spain 1 here in Dallas. Porro. Doué with his first involvement, trying to close down Porro. He takes the inside route. Rodri. Porro on the inverted position. Does well linking it up. They just look so comfortable with their combinations, Spain, at the moment. Here's Olmo in the half space. Picked up a pocket here. Lays it wide to Baena. Edge of the box. Baena's shot was blocked by Koundé. Back to Rodri. Clips it round the corner. Headed away by Digne. Ruiz. Now Porro. Porro. Olmo round the corner. It's Pedro Porro and behind. Finds the second. 2-0 Spain. Pedro Porro again for La Roja. And the European champions double their advantage. Beautiful move. Beautiful goal. Another stake to the hearts of the French side. Didier Deschamps, who's just made changes, now have his side right around the arm arc, even further behind than before. Beautiful combination football from Spain. absolutely scintillating between Olmo and Porro. And Pedro Porro with the classy finish to make it 2-0. Well, he popped up with a header in his last game. In a big game. In the 3-0 win over Austria. Well, it's even better this time. I mean, Porro Olmo being challenged and caught in the process. The reverse ball by Dani Olmo here is absolutely incredible. The run from Porro, not tracked, not marked, completely unseen until he was charging in on goal 1v1. Manya couldn't stop it. Classy finish by Porro, 2-0 Spain. European champions comfortably in front now, and France have one hell of a job on their hands. A blow of the cheeks from Kylian Mbappe, who is watching his side crumble here at AT&T Stadium. And Spain are having their way with France on their own accord. That was the most beautiful move of the game, and it deserved a goal from Spain's point of view. But France very much up against it now. Remember, 4-0 down against Spain 12 months ago, lost 5-4. That's poor from Olise. Again, France really sloppy in those moments. Really disappointing, I have to say. From a French side who've been free-flowing, who've been all over the place in terms of such danger against opposition. They have been completely shut out by Spain. Massively. Well, that's... Oh, it's poor defending by Digne. It's Yamal away. He could finish it here, really. Yamal! Flag's up, I think, though. Flag's going to go up, but Luca Digne was spun like a bottle top. I mean, that is horrendous defending. Beautiful from Lamine Yamal, but the flag is up. He says no. Referee and the assistant say offside. We'll see what VAR has to say, but France, I'm sure, are desperately hoping that the on-field decision is correct, and it has been quickly checked and cleared as offside, but goodness me, France are on the ropes here. It's got worse. I mean, we thought they were bad in possession in the first half. Out of possession, they were pretty much okay, but they've got worse on that front. Not much better on the attacking side of things. Beautiful idea again, fabulous idea, fabulous pass. Just maybe just that very little in it, but you mean Lamine Yamal is offside. There's no question. By very fine margins. We're now at the point where France have to have the next goal. There is no question about that, but the evidence they're showing right now is far from that. I mean, Didier Deschamps, right now, this would be a pretty dismal end to what has been a glorious tenure for Didier Deschamps. Of course, the last French game of this tournament will be his last as a French manager. We certainly don't want to bow out with a whimper. Spain have looked so classy in this game. They've not needed to absolutely pummel them or dominate them. They've had control right from the minute that the penalty was given early in the game. And it's not been handed back in any sense towards France. They've just grown even more dominant and in control, Spain, as the game has gone on, and France have just not been able to wrestle it back by any stretch so far. Everything that they try, France, is just not working at the moment. Again, a lazy ball around the corner from Caoimhan. It's quickly intercepted. Down the left-hand side it goes. Rodri. Olmo. Little 1-2. Olmo. On to Porro. Porro. Oh, look at that from Yamal. Beautiful. Porro takes it backwards, though, towards Yamal. I mean, they're just having fun out there at the minute, Spain. France have got to offer something. But right now, you take nothing away from Spain, and their performance has been quite fantastic. This second half, they've even, I mean, look at that. Beautiful, although given away a little cheaply. You appreciate the attempt, though. Here is Mbappe trying to grip this game by the scruff of the neck. Mbappe clips it across. Unai Simon forced into the stop. Will be a corner. If there's one man in this game that can switch it in France's favour, it's that man, Kylian Mbappe. He single-handedly clawed France from 2-0 down in a World Cup final 3.5 years ago. Quickly taking corner this. Digne. That is cross blocked. That will be another French corner. You need a moment to turn this game around. Olise, not his best delivery in the flick on. Well wide from Aurélien Tchouameni. Well, the FIFA president on the screen is greeted and welcomed not particularly well, shall we say. Not received well, the FIFA president. Which is right. I think we need to be impartial, but I'm willing to share my opinion, and I will share my opinion on the FIFA president. I think he's been nothing short of a disgrace in this tournament, his conduct. With the whole red card USA thing with Donald Trump, I mean, that was uproariously heinous, but many calling for his resignation of immediate effects. Not that type of man. He seems that arrogant. But he thinks that he's got it all under his mark, and maybe he does. Ruling with an iron fist, Gianni Infantino, but not received particularly well here by the Texas crowd. Of all nations, of course. Koundé, wide to the right. Dembele. Into the box, Mbappe lays it off. Kone. Doué. Digne. Again, just a bit narrow, the ball from Doué, and easily seen away from Luca Digne by Pedro Porro. Well known to each other in the Premier League terms. Digne of Aston Villa, Porro of Spurs. Doué. Tchouameni. Dembele. Square to Mbappe in the tight space. Mbappe! Zip wide. Think I might have took a touch on the way through, but Mbappe with a very close attempt for France. We had the flex off Cucurella. Fabulous defending. Mbappe seems to have been woken up here. Digne. Olise. Squares it to Désiré Doué. Trying to work an angle to shoot. He will try and curl one. Blocked in the box. Doué will get it back. A little back roll towards Olise. Round the corner to Digne. Swings it deep and easy for Unai Simon to gather. France starting to play, but they've no choice now but try and play. Mike Maignan guided that one well. France on the offensive. Spain just sitting a little deeper, being a bit more conservative at the moment as the switch from Olise finds Mbappe wide on the right. Mbappe, flag's gone up there against Kylian Mbappe. Went up very early from the assistant. See the offside a little earlier on Lamine Yamal. Remember, we will have a hydration break here very shortly. Whether that will come at the right time for France, we'll find out. But maybe they do need a bit of a regroup to know that they've 23 minutes to try and save their World Cup campaign. That is probably will be the messaging. It's not about tactics or really about anything too deep. It's just about trying to find a way to get the ball into the back of the net. You've got the class, you've got the quality, now go out and show it. Pretty simple message, I would suspect. As Jules Koundé bundling over a man and Alex Baena. That's the sloppy moments that France have shown right the way throughout the game. Tried to be aggressive, but just in the wrong moments. Got it all wrong. It will trigger the hydration break. A reminder for you that the second semi-final is tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. England take on Argentina in Atlanta to see which of those two teams will be heading to New Jersey on Sunday evening. Remember, all four teams will still have another game to play no matter what the result of the semi-finals, because of the bronze final that comes on Saturday. We will have both games to decide who finishes third and then who ultimately is the runners-up and winners of this year's World Cup. At the moment, it will be France that will be heading to Miami for that bronze final as it stands, and Spain will be heading for the showpiece in New Jersey. That's the way it seems at the moment, but France need a moment. They can still turn this around. At the moment, Spain have played incredible. And no doubt, and no question, that at this moment in time they deserve it, Spain, without a shadow of a doubt. But France have been really poor in an attacking sense. They haven't had a shot on target yet. That is very un-France-like in this tournament. A team that have the second most goals in the tournament. 16 goals they've scored in this tournament in 6 games. That's just short of 3 goals per game, but they're, at the moment, they need 3 goals to turn this around completely. Didier Deschamps quite visibly angered on the sideline when that second goal went in, and rightfully so, because it came at an awful moment for France where they just didn't need that to go further behind. They needed that to find a way back and battle back to garner the momentum, and now the momentum has completely continued to swing in the Spanish favour. They need a moment of magic, Spain, or France, apologies, to have any chance. As we see some of the stars on show, the Beckhams. I think that's Timothy Chalamet as well in the box up there. David Beckham. Looks like Timothy Chalamet. They've got a little glimpse of him. But with just less than 20 to go with the 90, looks like France are going to make some more changes. Look like Theo Hernandez and Ryan Cherki are coming on here for France very shortly. He's got no choice, Didier Deschamps, but to go for it. We know that. France have got no choice now but to go for it. You got to go, or you're going home. Well, not yet. Obviously, they'll go home after the game on Saturday. But you know what I mean. They won't be in the running for the big prize as it stands. And he's going to have a roll of the dice. Didier Deschamps. Maybe one last roll of the dice in his managerial career with France. Maybe one last miracle to come for Les Bleus. Olise and Digne are coming off. Not anywhere near his best game. Michael Olise is going to be marked out of the game, given no time or any chance. Luca Digne replaced by Theo Hernandez, and Ryan Cherki also on for France. Challenged well by Desiré Doué there. Chouameni bundled over by Olmo. That's going to be a free kick to France. You kind of feel France need a goal, and soon. They need a moment of pure magic. They've got quality, and they need to show it. Here's Mbappe. Wide to Desiré Doué. Doué trying to cross. Well blocked by the ample numbers of bodies that are defending there for Spain. Oh yeah, the ball tearing Upamecano apart 1v1 there. Doué with the stop. And again, little poor Cherki only on the field and just off the mark. That's kind of been the air about France the whole way throughout the game, no matter who it's been. They haven't been able to get their passing going at all. Passing has been really sloppy from France. Ferran Torres is going to be coming on here for Mikel Oyarzabal, who from the penalty spot gave Spain the opener in this one. That set the tone early, and it's a tone that has rung through the French ears right the way throughout this game. A deafening tone that Spain are here, and the European champions are well in for the chance of doing a European and world double in 2 years for the second time in the country's history. That's the target. That's the objective. Can they fulfill it? Cherki. To Lacroix. Now Doué. Désiré Doué. Flicking it round the corner. Mbappe the one to chase, but the ball just bounces away from Mbappe before he could get any contact to it. It's a struggle at the moment for France. There's Timothy Chalamet. Showing the French badge, showing his national pride, but at this moment in time, it's not a pretty proud performance from France by any stretch of the imagination. In a quarter of an hour, they're going to have to play their best of the tournament. There are seemingly no warning signs to Spain at all that they're under any sort of threat here by any stretch. Mbappe driving forward as he was hacked down there. Mbappe by Lamine Yamal. That's going to be a free kick. First time those two have had any interaction in the game so far. And it ends up going the way of France. Didier Deschamps furious. You think he wants a yellow card. See this again. Mbappe charging away. He just goes sliding in. Yamal, he's a little late. Mbappe knows the challenge is coming. It's just a little awkward from Yamal. But I mean, you can't begrudge the attempt. It's just not a great attempt. So free kick for France. Deschamps saying that should have been a yellow. I think that I wouldn't disagree with that, to be fair. Cherki lets it roll. Dembele with the ball in. And it's going to be a free kick as Rodri was down in the box. So a free kick to Spain. Or curtail any attacking hopes there of France. You can feel the frustration from Didier Deschamps. I mean, it's not like he's hiding it. He is very evidently frustrated, but again, you just feel like everything has gone in Spain's favour. And it's not that that's been like a bad thing in a sense that they haven't deserved it to go their way. They've worked hard and they've played really well, and probably deservedly at this moment are comfortably heading towards the final. But frustration from France will still not dissipate at that matter. Ruiz and Olmo off here for Spain. Pedri and Merino are on. Merino, of course, who come off the bench twice in this tournament for Spain to score crucial winning goals against Belgium and Portugal. He's needed for a very different task in this one, just to make sure Spain see it through. Look at this effortless play from Spain again. Pedri trying his best, works it out to the left. Baena, bodies in the box for Spain. Baena wants to go himself, clips it across. Ferran Torres! That's headed wide. Another huge opportunity and another heart in mouth moment, I'm sure, for Didier Deschamps and the French. You kind of feel at this rate, it's more likely to be 3-0 Spain than any other scoreline. You don't expect it to be France that are the most likely to score. It's Spain at this rate. This is a major concern for France because they need 2 goals. All the way back here to Unai Simon. Flips forward. Good interception there from Lacroix. Followed up as Upamecano won his header. And Manu Kone brought down there in the middle. That's going to be a French free kick. Well, we talked about set pieces in this game. France haven't needed set pieces right the way throughout the tournament because they've been so free-flowing up front. But maybe that's a mistake. Maybe that's an issue that they haven't been threatening from set pieces. And you can't always rely upon being given all the time and space in the world to have those creative moments. As Hernandez with a ball fired across, easily taken in by Unai Simon. But when it comes down to it, in the big games, the difference makers are set pieces. And Spain, whether or not you would say that penalties are in that same kind of wheelhouse in that sense of a set piece to a corner or a free kick, it's almost a guaranteed goal in most scenarios, a penalty. So it's a major advantage, but it's a set piece of its own in a way. It is a set piece, but that's what made the difference early in the game. The game was in the balance the first 15-20 minutes. It went Spain's way via a France mistake and a Spain penalty that was converted. And then on, Spain haven't looked back. And France haven't looked up. They've been down and out ever since, really, you feel. And it's not getting any better as the game goes on here. I mean, every time I look at France, they try and create something. They look so poor. It's really shocking at how horrendously bad they've been. It makes no sense. It's befuddlement at the moment. Never have I seen a team look so good and then so bad from game to game. It's madness. Listen, they weren't at their utmost best against Morocco, but they did the job and they played well. They were in control, but for today, everything that could go wrong has gone wrong for France. Left foot ball in behind, Mbappe. Simon had committed. It's an empty net here. Desiré Doué, this has to go in. Blocked by Simon. Goodness me. I mean, how did Desiré Doué not make more of that? But, I mean, if you've got an empty net to find and you still can't score, maybe it really isn't your day. I mean, the keeper was halfway towards the halfway line there and still got back to make a stop. So poor that again from France. Massively wasted opportunity. Desiré Doué under trouble again in Porro, but will win the throw. Porro stayed down. The referee says play on. Not a head injury, so he doesn't have to stop the game, the referee. Mbappe. Chouameni. Wide to the right. Koundé. Lifting it in early. Bobbles around. Spain just about get it away. Recycled out to Theo Hernandez. Now Doué in behind. Hernandez committed. But I think Unai Simon got the ball there. They clattered into each other. I think it's been a corner that's been given by the referee. Unai Simon certainly come off the worst of the two here in the collision. Have to see the replay, but let's see it. Both going for the ball. Oh, yeah, Theo Hernandez just tries to get the ball first. He does kick the ball, but he kicks it into the face of Unai Simon. That's what causes the problem to Simon. He was whacked in the face. It's inadvertent, of course. It's accidental by Theo Hernandez. Means no harm by it, but two players fully committed to the cause. Thankfully, Unai Simon is up and okay. France have the corner. Nico Williams is stripped and ready for Spain. That sub is going to be made now. And looked like he'd initially given a corner, the referee, but I think has it been overturned? Not too sure, but changes of foot then. Porro and Baena for Spain coming off. Spain's second scorer, the man who really took it beyond French opportunities to find a way back, as Marc Llorente and Nico Williams are on for Spain in the last 10 minutes or so. And it's been given as a goal kick to Spain, that situation. I think the last touch did come off Teo Hernandez, is what VAR had indicated. Therefore, the overturning of the decision of a corner. Free kick to France, as Teo Hernandez was caught there in the middle. Yeah, it's just not been free-flowing. France need that high tempo, high energy, end-to-end open game of football, but it's not been that. And they've just not been able to garner any rhythm of their own. It's been a struggle right the way through from France. Remember, we haven't even mentioned it's the national day for France, Bastille Day, the day of the French Revolution, and it became a republic all those years ago in the late 1700s. Celebrating liberté, égalité and fraternité is the French national motto, but it's been anything but liberating or equalising or fraternitizing at all from France. It's been the exact opposite. Maybe a Bastille Day to drown in the sorrows rather than to celebrate the successes. For Les Bleus, little flick by Désiré Doué, Dembélé getting away from Rodri and brought down by Rodri. Ousmane Dembélé. It's going to be a free kick to France. 5 minutes of normal time. France need a goal, and fast. I'd say in the next 2-3 minutes they have to find a goal, otherwise they're sleepwalking their way to defeat. Dembele's ball in was an awful delivery. All the way back to Magnan, it comes from the Spanish clearance. There's no vision from France at all in this game. It's almost like you've been robbed. The build-up of two teams, the best attacking teams in the tournament, two incredible attacking sides. France, one of the best attacking sides on the planet, with so many attacking talents. None of them have turned up today. None of them. Mbappe, Dembele, Ulisse, Barcola, Doué. None of them have turned up. As Mbappe's frustrations borne out there on the Spanish keeper, catching him and trying to chase the ball down. Free kick to Spain. No attempt to play the ball there at all, Mbappe. Spain can take all the time they want to run the clock down here because there's no hurry. Upamecano, that was caught out there in possession. Nico Williams denied his chance from an overhead clearance from Chouameni. Koundé takes it down. Wide. There's a little bit of space here for Cherki. Hasn't had much room to operate, but he works the ball here to Dembele. Spreads it wide to Désiré Doué. This must go for France. Doué was caught right on the edge of the area by Lamine Yamal. That's going to be a French free kick right on the edge of the box. See this again. Yeah, just on the edge of the area. I mean, literally that far away from the line. Incredibly close. Free kick for France. This is a must-score moment, you feel. Been saying that for quite a while, but I really feel this is the last attempt of any comeback chance to emerge. This might be the last chance to start that comeback attempt. Mbappe and Cherki over it. 5 in the middle to target. Cherki leaves it. It's Mbappe. Mbappe over the bar. Didn't get it on target. That is probably summing up the French day. Tries to find the top corner. Ends up finding the stands behind the net. Goal kick. Got it all wrong there, Kylian Mbappe. All wrong. Not often you can say that about him or this team. Yamal breaking in behind. The ball drops nicely for him. Theo Hernandez back there along with Lacroix battling as Theo Hernandez wrestling and muscling. Referee says goal kick as Hernandez got all ball. Yamal was well fought by Theo Hernandez there. Question would be, Theo Hernandez has done well against Yamal, but maybe a decision of an error on bringing Luca Digne into the game at the starting lineup for France. Maybe a selection error, but that's too little too late to talk about that now. You maybe just think if Theo Hernandez had started, that's something that will haunt Didier Deschamps in his selection, because Digne did absolutely nothing going forward or in defence throughout the game. Let's be honest. Manu Kone, although to be fair, he wasn't the only one, so he's not on his own in that feat. Chouameni. Lacroix, Kone, Cherki, Theo Hernandez, lovely play this from France, best play of the game, can they finish it off? Mbappe had his opportunity blocked by Cucurella, who celebrates that massively. France not waiting around, corner checking quickly, Desiré Doué tiptoeing into the box, Dembele clips it across, cleared away, Chouameni guides it wide to Jules Koundé, so past the 90 we go, into added time, Mbappe clips it across, half cleared by Laporte. Kone drifted to the left side of the box now. Hernandez, bodies queuing up in the middle if they can find one. Cherki spreads it wide to Kone. He will reverse it towards the net, and that one skips its way through and behind for a goal kick. 7 added minutes, by the way, at the end of the 90 here. Another good chance for France, and before Mbappe could get a shot off, Cucurella with a wonderful challenge to stop him. A rare occasion France have posed a threat. Spain again have come up with the combative defence to stop them in their tracks. Spain such control here. Yamal, Llorente, back to Kubarsi, all the way back to Unai Simon. And now Aymeric Laporte. The Olays are right here for Spain. Long ball forward, Koundé with the header. Upamecano losing out 1v1. Nico Williams, lovely little pass around the corner. Yeah, they're just having fun now, Spain. Passing it around with such ease, making France look quite ridiculous looking defensively. Is Lamine Yamal beaten off the ball by Theo Hernandez again. He's done well, Theo Hernandez, since he's come on in that battle with Lamine Yamal. Lacroix worked his side out of troubled pressure. 5 minutes to go. France 0, Spain 2. Koundé clipping forward, looking for Mbappe. Took it down in his stride. Carried very well wide though. And no one in support to help him out in his cause. Yeah, that's what I mean. No support, no cohesion, no understanding of what is needed from France in those individual moments. Spain are so well oiled. I said it right the way throughout. They're a well oiled machine. They know how to win. They know how to find a way to overcome their opponents in any scenario that is thrown at them. And Spain have been absolutely fantastic in this game, without a shadow of a doubt. Deservedly heading to the final at this rate. No doubt about it in my mind. We see some of the best that Spain had ever offered, who were crowned world champions 16 years ago. Or this team, the new dawning of the Spanish glory days. They come to do it all over again. I mean, they falter when they're not champions of something, Spain. They hadn't reached past the quarter-final stages of a World Cup since 2010. They haven't been this far since they won it Is that a good omen to say the very least for Spain, that they could go all the way once again? 16 years on from their first ever world title. Oh, lovely from Ferran Torres. Won it in front of his man. Nico Williams now could finish it off into the side netting. I mean, that would have put it beyond any reasonable doubt, but some say that it's already past that point now. I think the jury would cast their verdict on France guilty of whimpering out of this tournament. Mbappe to Cherki, right to Dembele, cuts onto his left and right into the hands of Unai Simon. Another wasted opportunity for France. Good move again, cuts onto his left foot from Dembele, just fires it at goal. Easy as you like for Unai Simon to gather, but heartbreaking pain for those in French support. They haven't seen their side lose a game in 90 minutes since the group stages of 2022. Kylian Mbappe and France are heading out at the semi-final stage for the third successive international tournament. Nations League last year and the Euros in 2024, both at the hands of Spain. It's going to be a hat-trick for La Roja against Les Bleus on the world stage this time. France will be faltered one step earlier than the two previous opportunities. 2018 it was victory. 2022 it was runners-up. 2026 looks like it's going to be dropping out at the semi-final stage. An end of a wonderful era, you gotta say, under Didier Deschamps, but full credit to Luis de la Fuente's rejuvenated, re-energized, reimagined Spanish side, who tore up Europe 2 years ago. Now they want to tear up the world, and they are on their way, on their course to doing so. Beautiful switch ball by Doué. Dembele, 1v1, saved by Unai Simon, who parries away. Firing the efforts now, France, but too little too late at this stage. Désiré Doué, Mbappe trying to angle one, that one's lofted over the crossbar. It is going to be a whimpering end to the tournament. 14 years under Didier Deschamps will come to an end here this evening for France. A new era will dawn. Spain have had their new era. They're in the midst of the peak of that era. Question marks over the European champions as to whether they could beat what was seemingly the biggest challengers to their tester this season in this tournament. But the European champions are garnering one thing. The full-time whistle goes. Spain are into the World Cup final for the first time since 2010. The European champions are on a charge to conquer the world and are now just one step away. Defying the odds, defying the doubters who said that France were the team to beat in this tournament. Well, Spain have proven that they can be beaten, France, and they have been beaten, France. A team that came into this one with all the attack and talent you could ever ask for on the world stage. But Spain absolutely controlled them right from the beginning. A Digne error led to the Spanish penalty that led to the opener through Mikel Oyarzabal. It was coolly dispatched. And in the second half, when it looked like France were trying to find a leveller, with no real avail, to be honest, in an attacking sense, Pedro Porro added another blow to the French defence and added a second. It was a whimpering defeat for Les Bleus, a defeat that will be remembered for a long time in a team that had so much potential, but when it mattered most, when they needed to stand up and be counted, they all went invisible. for Spain. They stood up and were counted, and this team are on to heady heights. European champions wasn't enough. They want to conquer the worlds, and they just need one more win to do it. Spain, for the first time in 16 years, are back at the World Cup final. They're looking for their second World Cup title. It will be either England or Argentina that will face them at the showpiece in New Jersey on Sunday evening. For France, it's a trip to Miami for Saturday for the bronze final, and they will face the loser of England-Argentina in that one. An end to an era for Didier Deschamps that will be remembered for all the wrong reasons, after showing all the right reasons for the 6 previous games in this tournament. But Spain are a force to be reckoned with. Whoever doubted the European champions weren't good enough, because they are good enough, and they've just proven why. They don't have to be at their most incredible best in an attacking front. They're clinical, and they are a well-oiled machine that find a way to win. Final score in Dallas in the first of our 2 semi-finals at this World Cup. It's finished France 0, Spain 2. Spain are off to the World Cup final for the first time in 16 years. And that's one down, 1 to go for this one. And let's just quickly tell you, ahead of that World Cup final, Sunday, 8 o'clock, Spain will take on either England or Argentina for the battle for the title. Will it be a repeat of the 2024 Euros final in Spain-England, or will Argentina look to go back-to-back once again 4 years on from winning it in 2022 in Qatar? We will find out, because that second semi-final is tomorrow, 8 o'clock here in LFS. England versus Argentina here on LFS. That one taking place in Atlanta. But really, on the grand scheme of things, it wasn't to be for France. They really didn't turn up today. Spain certainly did. And the European champions are on to the World Cup final. And maybe, who knows, they could conquer. They've conquered Europe. Now the world stage is next. And they're just one win away. Congratulations to Spain. Commiserations to France. We'll see them on Saturday in the bronze final. We'll see Spain and the showpiece on Sunday. Thanks for your company. We'll see you tomorrow for England-Argentina. For now, bye-bye.